Safety devices include interlocks, presence sensing devices, and emergency stop cords. Sometimes it's necessary to access hazardous areas to perform maintenance, service, troubleshooting, or repairs. Interlocking guards are useful in these situations. The interlocking guard has a safety interlock that automatically cuts off power or disengages the machine when the guard is open or removed. The machine cannot be restored to operation until the guard is properly replaced. While we're talking about this subject, let's interject an important reminder. As good as electrical interlocks may be, don't ever rely on them to keep equipment from starting up or running. Before beginning work on devices equipped with interlocking guards, always make sure the machine's main power supply is de-energized, locked, and tagged. Interlocking guards can have some drawbacks. To be effective, they need to be carefully adjusted and maintained. They're subject to operational shutdowns if the interlock malfunctions or is inadvertently activated. And they can be bypassed by electrically jumping out the interlock, but that is never an acceptable practice. Here is a positive brake safety interlock. It's made up of tamper-resistant two-piece electromechanical switches. The electrical contacts remain closed until they are forced open by a mechanical actuator key. The key mechanically rotates a cam, opening the safety circuit and shutting down the system when a guard is moved or opened. It's hard to defeat or bypass these switches, and they are a big improvement over older-style, unreliable spring-loaded limit switches that are susceptible to spring weakening and can be blocked in the safe position. This is a magnetically interlocked guard. Close positioning of magnetic switches hold electrical contacts in place when the guard is in position. The switch is open when the guard is moved or open, interrupting power to the machine immediately. This kind of device affords a high degree of protection. The trapped key interlock is a variation of electrical interlocking. A key-controlled system ensures that a predetermined sequence of operations is followed and that critical machine parts are locked in the safe position before guards are removed or opened. This means that the machine's electrical power supply has to be shut down before the keys that control the guards can work. Fixed guards or movable doors or gates protected by trap key interlocks can only be moved after the proper keys are inserted into their locks. Trap key interlocks provide redundancy and a high degree of protection that is hard to bypass. Now we're going to find out about safety appliances that help prevent injury around machines by sensing a miner's presence and stopping equipment. The idea behind presence sensing is pretty simple. Should a miner or part of their body be detected in a protected area, power automatically shuts off and the machine stops. Use of a presence sensing device depends on how long it takes to stop the machine and how long it takes to travel or move a body part from the sensing area to the hazard area. These devices are used only on machines that can be stopped before the miner reaches the hazard area. Photoelectric devices use single or multiple beams to continuously monitor openings in the perimeter of a potentially hazardous area. Light curtains used at packaging or palletizing operations are examples of photoelectric devices. Designers of light curtain protective systems have to carefully select equipment with the appropriate resolution. That is, the measure of a light curtain's detection capability. The question is, how large an object should be able to get through the light curtain? A light curtain's beams are spaced more narrowly in some models than in others. The closer the light beams are to each other, the lower the resolution number. Curtains with a small resolution number protect body parts as small as a finger. Those with medium resolutions protect body parts the size of a hand, and curtains with high resolution numbers detect torso-sized objects. They prevent a miner from entering a protected area. Here is a high-resolution light curtain. You can stick your hand between the light beams without shutting down the machine. but you can't get your body through the light-protected opening and get inside. Sometimes the light curtain safety features have to be temporarily overridden to allow materials to be withdrawn or pass out of a protected area. This is called muting. Here's how muting works. Sensors detect the presence of a pallet, as shown here. They permit the machine to continue operating while the materials move through the opening. Once the opening is clear again, muting ends to keep persons from entering an area where they could be injured. Here's a tip. When designing openings protected by light curtains, make them wide enough to let the materials pass through, but keep them narrow enough to prevent a person or a part of their body from slipping in or through while the system is muted. Now look at this sensor. It's a loop of electrical wire in the floor in front of a pallet withdrawal opening that's serviced by a forklift. The wire produces a small electromagnetic field. The presence of the metal forklift disrupts the magnetic field, signals, and mutes the control system. This enables the forklift to reach in and remove product from the protected area. If a person on foot reaches into the protected area, however, the system detects that the forklift is not there and shuts down all the equipment. This is a high-resolution light curtain. Pressure-sensitive mats may be installed around a hazard area. A footstep on a mat sends a stop signal to the machine's power supply. These have the advantage of protecting multiple operators and passers-by, but they can be defeated by stepping over or bridging over the mat. Emergency stop cords are considered to be devices. They protect miners from nip point and fall against hazards, but they have to be manually activated and tested regularly. Many emergency stop cords use an older style of switch that permits slack cords. Newer switches give a higher level of protection because they stop the equipment if the cord is pulled, breaks, or even goes slack. These newer switches are recommended for use in mining applications.